Hi, this is Albert with Mainland Cycle Center, and today we want to take a look at a 2014 Kawasaki Vulcan 1700 Nomad. Haven't done one of these in a little while. Always loved the Nomads, really great riding bikes. And this 1700 series Nomads that have been around since 2009 now. We're looking at a 2014, so about 5 years in production now. There are a few things new starting this year. I don't think the Nomads have had this before, but this now has the Kawasaki ABS, anti-lock brake system, and the Kawasaki K-Act. So what is K-Act? K-Act is an active braking system. And so what they do is if you apply either one of the brakes, the front hand brake or the rear foot brake, you're going to apply braking force to all the discs. And it's got 3 discs, 2 on the front, 1 on the back. And it's going to do that on a speed sensitive basis. And so it really works well. The bike stops really good. And then what happens is it's below, I think it's around 18 miles an hour or something like that. The brakes are completely separate again. So for that low speed maneuvering, the front brakes are the front brake and the rear brake's the rear brake. It really works well together. We've been doing it on the Voyager, we do it on the Concours 14, the Vaquero, and then now the Nomad. But great brakes, 4-piston calipers from Tokico. You can see your sensor and the trigger here for the ABS brake system. Alloy wheels, of course, with tubeless tires. You do have a steel fender on here, not a plastic front fender, which is cool. This blacked out look on this bike really looks good. I think it's one of the best looking Nomads I've seen yet. Really dig the matte black finish on here, especially with the contrast with the satin white, the matte white. Really like that. 1700cc, of course it's a V-twin. These are fuel injected. These have hydraulic valve lash adjusters, so there's no valve clearance adjustments on these bikes. These are a 6-speed transmission, and what's cool about the 1700s is that the 6-speed transmission, both 5th and 6th gear on these are overdrives. So you've got, with that 5th and 6th gear on there, you can really drop those RPMs at highway speed. As a matter of fact, if you ride one of our 1700s, be it the Vaquero, the Voyager, the Nomad, even the 1700 Classic, if you shift into top gear too soon, the bike's going to ride really, it doesn't have a good feel to it. If you shift into 6th gear at 55 or 60 miles an hour, the RPMs will be nice and low, but the bike really is in too high a gear. You need to downshift to a lower gear at that speed. But the nice thing about that 6th gear is at 80 miles an hour in 6th gear, it's just purring. It's really nice. LED rear tail light on it. Of course, you have the dual pipes, one on each side of the bike, which I really like. The saddlebags, nice big large saddlebags that are lockable. And the cool thing, if you remember the earlier Nomads, you had to use the key to open them. These you can now lock or unlock the bag. Of course, we've got them unlocked. Rear shocks have an air shock, so you can put air in them right here, as well as you can adjust the rebound dampening here. Saddlebags are real easy to remove. 3 bolts. A bolt here, a bolt here, and a bolt here. So those 3 bolts, the bag will pick off. Not that you're going to ride the bike without the bags on it, most likely, because you still have these bars and some brackets left behind. But for maintenance and cleaning, it's very easy to remove the saddlebags. Really great seat on these bikes. The seat is super comfortable on these. Very rarely do I see folks that feel like they need to change that seat. Maybe if you're spending all day in the saddle, you might make some changes. But the stock seat on these is really quite good. Your full floorboards, I may have showed you those earlier. The highway bar, engine guard, crash bar, but the politically correct name for it is highway bar. Nice big backrest on it with the little grab handles here for the passenger. These are belt drive. Really great instrumentation. Gives you fuel gauge, gives you average miles per gallon. Of course, you got your speedometer. You don't have a tach, don't need one. Gives you gear position, fuel range, average miles per gallon, I think I said that. These also have electronic cruise controls. You've got your electronic cruise control modes there. You can, the mode A and B switch here lets you toggle these dash, the information you see on the dash. You do have hazard lights, start button there, engine kill. And then on this side, you've got a horn, turn signals, and high and low beam on the headlights. So all pretty standard stuff. The one thing about these is once you turn these on, they're designed so that you take the key out and put it in your pocket. You do not need to leave the key in there. If you've got other things on your key ring, you don't want to scratch this dash up. And I met a customer that traded a bike in, and when he bought his, the dealer never told him you could take the key out. So his bike was all scratched up, and he's like, geez, I never knew that. So anyway, if you have one of these bikes, you can take the key out after you turn it on. The handlebar, the levers are adjustable. You can adjust the reach by turning this lever here, and you can see that turns in and out, so they're moving out further. And the easiest way is to pull it back and then adjust it. So, and that's just for whatever's comfortable for you. Doesn't matter where they are as long as you're comfortable with it. But really great looking bike. The Nomad's just a really great cruiser for going down the road. The electronic cruise control is really nice. So if you want a full-size cruiser bike, but you don't necessarily want a trunk and a big fairing and all that stuff, but you want everything else, this is it. Hard bags, belt drive, 6 gears, cruise control, ABS brakes. Just really has everything and a great looking package. So that's our look at the 2014 Kawasaki Vulcan 1700 Classic, 1700 Nomad, excuse me, Vulcan 1700 Nomad with ABS. All right. We are Mainland Cycle Center. We're located in Lamarck, Texas. We're about 30 minutes south of downtown Houston, just off of I-45. You can find us online at mainlandcyclecenter.com, by phone at 409-948-4969. And we would just love it if you give us a call, shoot us an email, or even better, come by and see us in person here at Mainland Cycle Center, where we would love to help you just any way that we can. Hey, thanks for watching.